Bit of a strange show here. I'm John Wrighton with my review of WWE Smackdown. There was some good. There was also a bit of a weird hook at the end where Daniel Bryan may be written off the TV. Go spend time with his family, work a few spots like in CMLL, New Japan. I doubt he's going to leave even if his deal is up. He'll probably just go into a creative role backstage. Or he'll just go home. I mean, really, what else does he have left to do in wrestling? He wants to wind it down. He's given his mind, body, and soul to wrestling for 20 plus years. He fought to get back in the ring. He's achieved his dreams. He's done some great stuff in the second part of his career. He deserves to go home if he really wants to. They also tried to get me to care about the tag division. I'll talk more about that here in a little bit. And they have nothing for the goddamn women. Also, friendly reminder, Michael Cole is really goddamn motherfucking bad at his job, and I can't wait for that goddamn atrocity on commentary to fucking leave. I wish nothing but the best for the human being, but he's so fucking bad, so fucking putrid. I wish we could just pay for an alternate feed to hear Pat McAfee, because at least he calls it like a goddamn sport, because it is a fucking sport. It isn't just entertainment. He gets the entertainment aspect of it, but he calls it like a goddamn sport, because that's what it is. Michael Cole just continues to shout and be really bad and suck at his job, because that's all Michael Cole has done for years and years and years is suck at his job and be a Vince McMahon puppet. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the show in the comments. So recaps of the Reigns, Cesaro, and Jay stuff. Cesaro's interrupted by Rollins, who takes credit for his Mania win. You were in the ring with me. I'm the greatest. Da, 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 da. Then he blames rain delay for throwing him off his game. And then here's Jay. Jay in Spain is mainly on the plains. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. But yep, main event Jey Uso, the right-hand man. Be ironic if he was a lefty. He's there, and then Daniel Bryan does as well, and there's your main event. At least I thought, but they ended up putting this match on in the beginning. Bryan then says, well, Cesaro's worked harder than anybody to get where he's at, and he wants to make sure that he gets a championship shot. And then Roman, he shows up, and, well, he basically just knocks Daniel Bryan for saying, oh, I'm only here because of family connections. Kind of funny that they throw that line out there, given all, the stuff that various fans have said, like myself, about various wrestlers, because we're all fans and we all have different opinions. But Roman has definitely gotten into his element here being a heel. And that he talked about smashing and stacking two men and that Bryan was a bottom. Okay, Roman, is that how you got head at the table? I think that's how that phrase goes. He calls them top-tier losers, main event losers. And then we come back from break, and Rollins, Jey Uso, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan have been brawling during the commercial break. Okay, whatever. Then they have a match. That was fine. And then it went a while, and then it kept going. And I don't mind when matches go a while, like, as far as TV. Like, you need to fill time? Okay, you need to have three high-level workers and Jey Uso in the ring. That's fine. That's cool. But it's nothing against Jey Uso, but I just don't really buy him as a singles wrestler. And this was good stuff. I don't know why they do the buckle bomb. Please stop doing the fucking buckle bomb. I don't even blame Seth Rollins for what happened to Sting. Accidents happen, but the buckle bomb's a stupid maneuver to do anyway. And then we get a splash. Cesaro breaks it up. The heel suplex him on the floor and break. And then the pace picked up. Again, we go to another break after some stuff. So this was really where it was obvious that they didn't have much for the show, and they could have cut a little bit of this off and given something to the women. Or at least other women, than they put in another match a little bit later. So, Seth eventually leaves. He's had enough. Bryan hits the running knee on Jay. 1, 2, 3. And then Bryan says, Roman, come out and play. And then Cesaro swings him a couple times. Actually, a lot. And Bryan counts along. And says, well, geez, if he's not going to come out, I guess he's scared. Well, you can't beat Cesaro without Jay's help. And then Roman's afraid. They're not going to get that chant to happen. Pierce and Sonya are interrupted by Apollo and Commander Aziz Light. I know that's not how it's spelled. I don't fucking care. It's funny. And then Apollo is going to take on Kevin Owens later because Big E is not medically cleared. Though he will be by next week because they're going to have a rematch. Bit of a weird thing how they do that. And then Kayla is interviewing a fired up Jey Uso who is basically telling Cesaro and Bryan to step up. They beat you. They did step up. They stepped all over your goddamn face. Jay, I know you're lost without your brother, and you and your brother are lost behind the wheel of a vehicle, but come on, you should know how words work and how actions work. Nia with Shayna, I just want to go on the record right now and say Nia Jax is a goddamn idiot and should not be in the fucking wrestling business at all because she's not any fucking good. She's sloppy, she can't do anything, and she's literally like a three-legged cow on ice, which is an insult to three-legged cows because they were once four-legged cows that actually served a purpose. Anyway, she took on Tamina with Natty. Reggie was there. He was back in a very loud suit, so loud that I think I could have closed my eyes, closed my ears, heard and seen it. I probably could have seen it from space. Anyway, yeah, there's power and bullshit, and Shayna, you know, gets upset at Reggie because he bumps into her, and then roll up for 3. That was like 3 minutes. That was 3 minutes of my life I will not get back, devoting it to a Tamina versus Nia Jax match. You're trying to get me to cheer for Tamina, and it's not going to work. Also, a Snuka around a whole bunch of women. Thankfully, she isn't like her dad. Owens and Big E argue about the IC title, and they reenact the Homer Simpson Mr. Burns thing when they were in that cabin and they almost froze to death. If you know, you know. Then Pierce is talking to Bryan, and Bryan says, hey, you know, he needs, Cesaro needs an opportunity. I'll try. Do more than try. So, Owens versus Apollo with Commander Aziz Light, and they, well, it was side headlock city for a while. It was like we were back in later World Class. And then, I've been watching a lot of late World Class lately, and there were a lot of wrestles. So Aziz ends up distracting. Apollo takes over, and then we get Owens comes back, and then Zayn distracts him, but that just leads to a commercial break, and then he joins commentary and yells a whole lot. And Apollo channeling Chris Benoit with 3 German suplexes. Hide your kids, hide your wife. So then match is fine. We get a distraction, and then roll up 1, 2, 3. Another distraction, finish. It's really ridiculous. The roll-up is so goddamn devastating. Why don't wrestlers just do that? Seriously, I think I've won a match by a roll-up, and I've never had a match in my career. So, Owens gets hit by Aziz, the Nigerian nail, and then that's it. That's it right there. Zayn then dances over Owens' body. I don't really know what the fuck Sami Zayn is supposed to be doing here, and I like Sami Zayn. He's doing great charity work for Syria. Really, he's doing a lot of great goddamn work, but I just don't know what they're doing with his character. I don't know how he's the heel here. Creatively, SmackDown's kind of, not in the toilet, because it's not Raw, but it is a bit messy. And then, yeah, it was what it was. Heyman praises Cesaro like other one-name celebrities like Madonna. What he was saying, I have no idea. And that he'll get an answer tonight. And then, I don't know what her name is, Megan something or other. I did not catch her last name. She's a new signee. They just brought her in. She's a backstage interviewer. There were a lot of people like, oh, you fired a whole bunch of others or whatever. Yeah, well, WWE's cleared out people before. I'm not defending it. And by the way, the whole Mickie James thing, getting her stuff sent to her in a goddamn trash bag. Mark Carrano and whoever else told him to do it, because I got a hard time believing it was just that guy. Because, yeah, that guy's kind of a piece of shit. I mean, he was on Total Divas, but seriously, that company's got a whole lot of issues because that's been going on for a number of goddamn years. Gail Kim said something about Jillian Hall. And these are people that have not worked with the company for a while. Boxes are cheaper. Just get a FedEx box, a UPS box. Hell, get a box. I don't know. Get a freaking lead line box. No, just get a box. Get a box. What's in the box? And just ship the stuff to them that way. Put it in a like wrap it in a bag or something like that, or bubble wrap so maybe it doesn't get leaked through. But seriously, boxes are cheaper and it looks a little classier. And oh yeah, it's not a garbage bag. Hefty, 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 wimpy, wimpy, wimpy company that is. Anyway, so yeah, Megan, by the way, and nothing against her. I mean, whatever. I don't know who she is. I'm not familiar with her. Best of luck to her. She's already bearing that Kevin Patrick guy. And Apollo talked about sucking something out of Owens. I don't know what the hell that was on about. Is that what a Nigerian drum fight was supposed to be? Thank God we didn't see Apollo sucking anything out of Big E. More in the pity for some. Not me. And then Big E attacks Apollo, and Aziz is upset. Probably because he got confused by a shiny object and didn't know what the fuck was going on. So we get a new vision from the twisted mind of Aleister Black. Tales from the Dark Father, or from a Dark Father. Okay, so he talks about, you know, when his dad took him to funerals, and he saw a lot of people die, and he talked about being a dragon. So is he the dragon that grudge ghost lady in NXT made a deal with for wealth and power, and she had to trade her soul? This is the only explanation, that Aleister Black is a dragon. What the fuck are they doing to Aleister Black? I'm not even saying ruined. I mean, because he hasn't even been on television for God knows how long. He wasn't being used all that well, even in the Mania 36. They pretty much botched everything else like that. Or, you know, even before that, they botched everything afterwards. Now they're going to have him do this. Apparently he's been rehabbing an injury. Aleister Black is well-spoken, but I have no faith in this. I have no faith in this because creative doesn't know what the fuck they're goddamn doing. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is on about. He talked about people being wretched or putrid or something like that. And then the Prophets of Rude Profits talked to Root and Ziggler. I believe Ziggler told them to go to the back of the bus. I mean the back of the line, but he might as well have said back of the bus, which with how he said it, I'm guessing that Hogan overtook him. And then Bayley interrupts and to take credit for Bianca's success, and she basically knocks Bianca and everything, saying she will beat her at WrestleMania Backlash. Why they're calling it WrestleMania Backlash, I have no idea. Backlash was just fine. Bianca says, oh, I'll be there. And back from the break, Bayley praises her and then laughs. Bayley's a bit weird. Bayley's also a star. She's making the most of this. So, that's it for the women, by the way. That's all they have for the women. Maybe 7 minutes. 7 minutes of television. Taking out the commercials, 85 minutes. Fucking bullshit. Ray and Dominic took on Gable and Otis. You want me to care about the tag division? That's adorable. And Splash on Gable, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Whatever. Cesaro and Bryan arrive, and then next week we're getting Big E versus Apollo. And, well, Bryan and Cesaro want Roman's answer. Cesaro says, he can either give it to us or we can beat it out of you. And then he comes out and says, you didn't earn this. My answer will always be no. The challenge goes to you. He looks at Daniel Bryan. He says, well, next week, I'm giving you one more shot. And then Cesaro's like, what are you thinking about? You have to take this. And Bryan basically is told by Roman, if, or rather when you lose, you're banished. I don't want to see you anymore. Get away. Get off my goddamn show. Bryan accepts. So Bryan's probably going to be written off of television and go, hell, he could go work a CMLL show if he wants. He could go work a New Japan show. He could just take a creative role. He could just sit home. Who the fuck knows? Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.